Papoose is the wealthiest man that I've been with. And that's like no faking. I haven't paid for a flight, a hotel, a fucking purse, nothing, and I don't know how long. Food, he take care of everything.
Child, this whole thing is being framed online like a scheme allegedly set up by Papoose and Remy Ma from the start, with the goal of getting Claressa Shields back. People are saying it worked out in their favor, which is why they're still together. Claressa has supported Papoose openly, saying he treated her right and stood by her, but others claim his support may not have been purely genuine, suggesting he was being financially backed while doing so, maybe out of pity or even spite. But Remy Ma has already suggested that Claressa Shields was just Papoose's latest come-up. And she feels free to say it because she believes no one would take her seriously anyway.
User. And you over there playing with that girl. You over there playing with her. If I thought she would believe it and would listen or even care, because anytime somebody gonna say like, yeah, they told me what the situation was and I accepted it.
Now those remarks are being looked at differently as new claims surface. It's being alleged that Papoose has been taking money from Claressa to settle his own debts, and that he keeps relying on her financially. According to these rumors, the concern is that he may continue doing so until there's nothing left to take.
Oh, I'm never gonna stop talking about my man. I just brought him his food in the back because he was upstairs. Ain't that y'all joke? Oh, he's upstairs. Just brought him his food. And y'all talking shit, but guess what? Ain't nobody gonna ever make me stop talking about my man. That's what y'all think y'all gonna do. You're not gonna do it. Whenever I feel like saying Papoose's name, I'm gonna say his name. Clark it.
Ever since Remy Ma and Papoose went from being seen as black love to constant controversy, Claressa Shields has often been pulled into the drama and publicly linked with Pap. Over time, her name has mostly been associated with relationship disputes and online arguments, and whenever she trends, it's usually tied to something she has said about Papoose or a heated moment on social media. With all that surrounding her, it's easy to overlook her actual achievements. Claressa is widely regarded as one of the greatest female boxers of all time, a world champion and a two-time Olympic gold medalist. She also made history as the only boxer, male or female, to become an undisputed champion across 4 weight classes and to hold titles in multiple divisions. Her story was even adapted into a film, Fire Inside, where her life was portrayed on screen by Destiny Ryan. Still, despite all her accomplishments, much of the public focus often shifts back to the relationship drama rather than her success in the ring. Even if she may not fully see it herself, many believe Claressa Shields is very aware of her position and that Papoose has stepped in to benefit from it. Some people argue that Claressa's platform has helped Papoose get opportunities to perform at arenas and packed venues that he didn't really reach on his own, even during his time with Remy Ma. Because of that, fans also point out that he has been more visible recently than he has been in over a decade. And while Papoose is respected for his lyricism, many argue he has limited commercial reach or visibility without Claressa Shields. She has also reportedly involved him in her circle, not just as support, but as a manager and boxing promoter, with both of them presenting themselves as working together to create opportunities and income. One of those opportunities Claressa attributes to Papoose is an alleged $8 million multi-fight deal connected to Salida Promotions and Win Records, which is a record label.
Possible without Papoose.
His transition to the executive suite as a creative director of the record company helped broker the deal that secures Shields' spot as one of the highest paid female boxers in the business.
As a fan, watching Claressa from the outside, I never seen someone who was more deserving.
She signed the deal in November and even held a press conference, presenting it as something new and groundbreaking. But according to other claims, the contract is being viewed differently behind the scenes. Win Records is described as not being a traditional boxing promoter, but more of a music-focused management label, with Papoose positioned as a key figure in its hip-hop side. That makes Claressa Shields the first athlete they've reportedly signed. In this setup, the management is said to oversee her appearances, branding, and endorsement deals, and could even support her if she chose to move into music. Typically, a management team would take around 10 to 20% of earnings from such arrangements. And then there's Salida Promotions, which is also expected to take a share of Claressa Shields' earnings. This is a real boxing promotion company that would handle securing her fights, organizing events and logistics, and selling broadcast rights to platforms like Netflix and ESPN. They wouldn't be managing her personal life, but in terms of her boxing career, they would be responsible for promoting her, pitching her fights, and building hype around her matches. In return, they would also take a percentage from her income. So between multiple parties involved, there are several middlemen all taking a piece of Claressa's earnings. And after everyone gets their cut, the concern is that she is left with far less than expected, despite being the one doing all the physical work in the ring and taking the real risks to earn it.
Impossible, y'all. You know what I'm gonna say? It wouldn't have been possible without Papoose. Papoose and Win, Papoose and Win Records have been working together for about 3-4 years now. And since I've met Ruben, he has been just so nice and so open. And the last fight when we had so much success at LCA where we sold out 16,000 fans, that was because myself, Papoose, Win Records, and Salida Promotions all worked together collectively to make that work. So I'm so grateful to them, and so grateful that I have a team who understands that, who understands my value, and who want to see me win. And we're going to continue to work together and make this big. So congrats.
Claressa Shields allegedly ended up with a 360 deal type setup like artists complain about, where many parties take cuts and the main person earns less. People question why such a top female boxer would sign a deal linked to a struggling rapper. Rumors say Papoose helped make it happen, and Claressa herself reportedly said the deal wouldn't have been possible without him at the press conference. Claressa Shields is currently the main talent on Win Records, meaning the label is largely depending on her success. It's also being said that Papoose would earn a commission for bringing her in, on top of taking a share from other work she does. So he benefits whenever she secures gigs. According to rumors, the money coming from Claressa is allegedly being used by Papoose to support his lifestyle and pay off tax debts. It's also claimed he hasn't paid taxes in years and owes the IRS over $300,000. Meanwhile, Remy Ma is also said to owe over $600,000, bringing their combined tax debt to a little over $1 million. Remy Ma has reportedly thrown shade at Claressa Shields, calling her a come-up for Papoose while acting like she is above the situation. However, what makes things more complicated is that Remy and Papoose are still legally tied. Papoose had filed for divorce, but it has not been finalized. Reports also claim that Remy later pulled back from fully going through with the divorce, and that their public arguments may partly be for appearances.
And we saw that he currently owes and has not paid taxes for the past, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, not 12, but 13 years. This man, what does that say, Jasmine? 3, what does it say?
I want to say it says...
That's the 180,000 top name of who? Taxpayer? William Mack, but he ain't paying no taxes, so he shouldn't be called a taxpayer. He should be called a tax ower. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. And so these are just Papooses. Now, the reason I think that this is a tender swindler, the reason I think that there's some tricking going on here is because when Papoose and Remy were together doing an endorsement in a fur coat show store the other day, she seemed very happy to be there. When I found her tax record, what is it? Yeah, let me see. How much is those tax liens? Remy Remy currently has $622,474.76. Guess who's gonna pay it? Guess who's gonna pay it? The one, according to her own cousin, okay, that got a disability check when she was a kid for being just a tad bit off.
Now people are putting things together and claiming there's no way Remy Ma and Papoose aren't cooperating behind the scenes, with both of them benefiting regardless of how things look publicly. Even if Papoose leaves Claressa Shields, it's said he would still get a share of her income. And if she ever enters music, he would still take a cut from that too. So the idea is he earns from different sources, potentially using it to handle his debts and even Remy's, since they are still legally married.
I feel like Claressa has been taken advantage of her whole life, okay? And I want to say this because she's been boxing since forever. I don't know her childhood, but I do know that her best friend who grew up with her came out and made some rather disturbing videos about Claressa being taken advantage of, you know, when she was younger as a young boxer by her coaches and getting pregnant and things like this. And so when I see people like Papoose enter the Cash App requesting money from people like Claressa, after Remy has already warned us that, you know, he preyed on her when she was in jail. He wasn't making no money. It was Remy's money. And she said she put everything in his name only to come out and then have to work. And then he's getting the benefit of the solid black man, of the black man that's holding everything down. And so when I look at this same thing possibly being done to Claressa, and she's slow by default, and I'm talking about slow as in, you know, she probably got some early stage, you know, some issues going on, being knocked around, you know, it does have an effect on your brain and on your cognitive thinking and stuff, and you're not able to see straight. And if she was already taken advantage of by her coaches, surely it's easier for a bum like this to come in and take advantage of her. I personally think they're still sleeping together. That's just my thing. I'm just gonna hold that right there.
I genuinely hope Claressa Shields finds real happiness, both personally and in love. She has been through a lot in the public eye, and it's clear people want her to be in a healthy, stable place. Whatever is going on with Papoose or anyone else around her, the important part is that she looks after her own well-being and isn't caught up in situations that don't serve her. As for the rest, people will always have opinions and debates, but time usually tells the real story. That's where I'll leave it. Thanks for watching.